Go for it.
Hitting go live.
It's that guy.
It is. It's all them too. Look at them all looking at us.
Oh my god. Oh! How'd you get into my room?
Creeps.
But we love you all. But maybe,
We
you
do.
know, give us a bit of personal privacy in the shower. Hi, Stuart.
Hi.
Welcome to today's ship discussion about the ships. Do you have much interest in ships, Stuart? Are you a ship boy? What do you think?
I think I might know, or like a few things. Yes. All right. Well, let's kick this off right away. We got first super chat from Dave Reels or Area 51, $5. Let's talk Jager class because we can only go up from there. I mean,
Fair.
You're not wrong at all.
But set the stage for today's live. What are we doing? How are we doing it? And how can you all support the channel? Etc.
We're talking about whatever Starfleet ships you guys want to talk about. As long as we can easily Google the image, we will talk about it and break it down mission briefing style. And any super chat, any amount, you just let us know a ship and we will take a look at it and talk about it for a minute or two. So, yeah. Great way to kick us off, though. Thanks, Area 51.
Yes, you guys determineth the play in what we do here. Yeah,
Yes.
ships tech. This is unlike yesterday when we had discussions about canon, non-canon, and the canonness of things that were obviously canon. This is absolutely anything in the Trek realm, although we're not going to be too complaining if we do non-Trek. But, you know, that's the options.
Indeed.
And I will start sharing.
Okay. While he's sharing, I'm going to tell you guys to hit like. There's 34 of you here, which is awesome. And there's 19 likes. So please hit that like button if you haven't already. Consider joining the channel. There's a join button down there, as well as over on Patreon/Trekyards. You can help us over there also. And yeah, make sure you hit like, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the notification bell icon, do all of the things. Super chat in with your choice of ships. We will talk about it. And yes, that's the thing that we're going to do. Also, make sure that you check the links down below to the Teespring and the TeePublic store, because, you know, Trekyards merchandise is cool and all. So, but yeah, we want to hear from you guys. So super chat and the super chats all help out the channel immensely. So if you want to hear us do your ship or a ship that you know of that we can find, please, by all means, do so. Because we want to be here for you guys, because we always are. And hopefully you'll be here for us as well. And go vote in the poll. There's 35 votes currently. We want to get as many votes on that as possible. But the poll is, would you like to see this type of show on other factions or races in Trek, or even other franchises? 97% so far has said yes. One person said no. So just to be contrarian, I don't know why people do that, but there you go. So, and yeah, we gotta wait for Sam to get back from sharing, and then we will get right into it. So it might be a few minutes till we get to yours, because we do have to talk about things as they come up. So, Renovation Team Nova. What the fuck is that? Renovation Team Nova. Oh. Is that a Star Trek ship?
I'm back. Hello.
No. Oh, he's back, everybody. All right, so
Tingle.
we got to get into this. We got stacks of super chats.
Excellent.
Already, so.
You guys have opinions. Jager. This looks like a Armada shot.
No idea.
Not great.
No, I think we closed out with Jager last time we did this. So
Joy. Yeah, it's not a good ship. Doesn't make a lot of sense. The other shot was better from the previous live, but this one's, you know, the blue.
It was.
The blue is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever did this, put the blue on the edges, is like, let's just add blue glows. Well, they no idea. Look, at least it's something we all talk about on a regular basis in our lives. It has made a cultural impact, and that, Stuart, is half the battle.
I don't know if anybody can see the
I
image.
know, I've
because...
already changed the change.
Okay.
I fixed it and I pressed the button to unfix it, which was funny.
Awesome. All right. So let's move on real quick. Shaw Locomotive Productions, $2. Millennium Falcon, First Contact. Here it is here. Yay, there it is. It's the Millennium Falcon in First Contact. I mean, isn't that special?
It is noticeable, in fairness. And for the Aaron Vanderklay film series, with his Nova class, I did put Millennium Falcon in the battle against the Borg Cube, just to keep up the canon reference there. So
nice.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
A lot of people have done Star Wars or Star Trek versions of the Millennium Falcon as well. I see them at Wonderfest all the time, so it's kind of an interesting idea.
But Easter egg that we can slow down on.
Yeah. All right. Next up,
I would be interested to know what 3D model they used. Like, was it one? Because I learned it's no, there's no Star Wars yet. Like, what did they just quickly build a shape? I don't know. What model they used?
Yeah. Next up is Dan Ben, £2. Ooh. Renovation Team Nova.
Yes.
Voyager Gravity.
I know this ship for various reasons. Yeah. It's a weird one. It's one of the few other original designs that isn't really reused.
It's interesting.
More detailed than it needs to be. I've seen the ship. Yeah.
It's like they were going to reuse it again or something.
Yeah. Or just the model was like, I'll do a good job. Or maybe they made the hull, because you can tell the hull is very smooth. Maybe that was a bit quick, so they thought, I'll add more greeblies. No, it's good. It's multi-layered. It's interesting. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
All right. Yeah, it's one I didn't remember, honestly. So I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, it's from the Gravity, I believe, is the one where they're in a void. Oh no, they have to go there. I think one of the Tuvoks maybe lost on the planet, and this is the one that's fighting them. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Yes, that one. This is the ship they were fighting against, which is in it for seconds. But yeah, it's original. I like it, and it's like I said, it's not really reused in Trek.
Yes. Trying to get ahead of the curve here, unless you want to do that. All right. Next up is Ravenspire, £2. USS Righteous from Star Trek Borg. FB Bridge and Voyager sets.
Okay.
What is FB Bridge? Don't know what that means.
Flashback bridge.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's what they happen to have left over. We never saw the outside really. It's all obviously stock footage. Yeah, the bridge is good. I like it. It's nice to see, of course. Let me find the bridge. I mean, it's one of those great things where they had already so much production value going. Just standing sets.
Yeah, I mean, that game stands out for that, I think. People don't really complain too much about the sets, and I'm glad for that, but I've also heard people complain about the sets, so I don't understand. Make up your mind.
I mean, just, yes, of course, it's the wrong uniform, the wrong era, of course, yes. But, we've seen many a time that these things just happen to sort of, this still exists, that still exists, There's going to be some miscommunication sometimes. This is a quick shot of the bridge. It's a testament to how many things they redressed and reused. But yeah, it's a good example of the flashback bridge. And that's a very loud TV they're watching downstairs. The rumbling is ridiculous. Goodness. Yeah. Well, yes. No, the bridge is neat, actually. It's just nice to see new bridges generally, so, something different. But you got, I think, Voyager uniforms in the era without Voyager uniforms, and wrong. It's a fun, doesn't quite make sense. And I like it. Okay, what's next? Classic for real, $5. Foley class, please. Foley. Okay, give me a second. I gotta find a picture. Last time you were like, no one's done the Foley class. There you go, Stuart.
I I deleted everything from the old one just because.
Oh,
But
Jesus, that was a choice.
What was?
So I kept everything on purpose so we had all access to them all. I don't know.
Yeah, but they all overlay each other, so finding one is a goddamn nightmare. So I just wanted to start from scratch.
Okay, go find them all over again. Okay.
Yep. But that's okay. Give me a second here.
Okay. I've already put the next one up though.
Which one? The Foley class already?
No, the next one. Not the current one. Trying to see if I have a Foley render right there. Yeah, there she is.
Okay. Good job.
Yes. I miss alright.
That's a shitty angle of it, but sure, yeah. There are much nicer angles for sure.
Well, the problem is if you want to see the registry.
You don't need to see the registry necessarily.
But you need necessarily, but if you want to see the registry, this is the angle that you're gonna get.
Well, you can do other ones. More of a top down would be nice too because it looks good from the top. Anyway, whatever. It's fine.
I was trying to be not flat.
I see.
Yeah, it's alright. And what do you think of this version of it then? This is the official hero model.
I love it. It's so good. What do you think of it?
Yeah, indeed. Exactly. Just many layers and many passes. I do love me some interior windows. They maketh the ship for me personally. The brain sees that it's not just flat white, which I like.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing another video about the Foley class at some point. Sergeant Roadkill, though, 5 pounds. Trying so hard not to say Jager. Go with the Wells class instead. We had a Wells class last time as well.
I like the Wells class. I have a lot of appreciation for it. It's
yes,
very fish-like, at least in sort of general vibe.
Yes.
There she is. Wells class.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
you know.
It's got a sheen to it that's very much like an aquatic creature kind of deal. So,
That's when they...
and yeah, it's a unique shape. Arrowhead, I love it.
It's still very Rick, but not.
Yeah. It doesn't feel necessarily Starfleet, but it's not supposed to. So that's kind of the point, I guess.
And if it did, and let's be honest, we should all complain if it was just a saucer, a secondary hull, and 2 nacelles for 2900's time ship. It's like, really? Really? That's not,
Yeah.
The NX doesn't look like Pathfinder. The Excelsior, say, like, tech evolved substantially. But at least it has no retractable nacelles. They're all attached. I look forward to seeing it more. I like it. Although it's very hard to conceive of it too much. Like, what can it do? What can't it do? Time ship, you assume it can do everything that Aeon did, which of course was able to erase something from history with a beam. A little shuttle. So what can this do that's more? You know what I mean? It is a god ship, of course. Well, I do quite like that it's just like staying in some sort of like the 97th century out of time reach of other people, like in its own little bubble, and then just beams people through time and sends shuttles, and like it's above everything, right? Like it's not in them. Like I don't think they're just staying in the 20th century, just hanging out, like flying left to right. I don't know. Some more sci-fi about it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Okay, next up, Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Let's get random. This XCV-330, the ring ship. The ring ship is an awesome
my
ship.
render too. Not the best model in the world, but yeah.
No, it's great. This is an Eagle Moss one I have. I was glad I got it. It's been around for a long time, since the Spaceflight Chronology.
Great episode we did of it. Really great.
Yeah. And then it was also included in the motion picture, of course, on the wall. So it was great to see. And I like the idea of the warp rings, and, it's also the Vulcan way of doing things. So, hey, that's awesome. Kind of conflicting information, whether it's a passenger cruiser or if it's a small crew or whatever the situation is. But
I mean, this version scale, it's small.
Yeah.
So internal volume is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could even justifiably argue that middle bit that only has like a walkway. I think you could just, it's a pod and then an engine. Never been a huge fan of the ring design. It's very garish and in your face, and there's not much elegance you can do to it, I don't think. That's why I quite like the Vulcan half rings. Like you have the aesthetic, but you're actually doing something new with it. But obviously, it's a very, very famous thing in the ether of things that came out is the ring ship.
Sergeant Roadkill, going back to the Foley for a second, what does the NXC stand for? Experimental Cruiser, essentially. And does it have a physical model? It did. UGG Models had a resin one that they were doing, which I have one over there. Unfortunately, they don't sell it anymore. So, anyway, yes, there is a physical model of it.
And the Eagle Monster is great. It's a really, really good size. Often a lot of these things are defined by the not so great proportions. This is more stout. Like the E is a terrible XL. It needs to be like twice the size to be properly detailed. This is very good for that though. So.
Oh yeah, this is a fantastic model and a nice size. So.
What do you guys think? Like, put in the chat now. Are you a ring ship fan? Yes or no? Spam the chat.
While you're spamming about the ring ship, we'll pull in the next one. Shea Locomotive Productions says Minuteman class starship. Well, we ironically just did a video about this. And it's
my render as well.
It's an interesting ship, gotta say. Go watch our video on it. We do talk a lot about it. I like the design. It's quite funky and seems like a small vessel, and we're not quite sure exactly its purpose, but
well, I mean, do ships need a purpose in the NX era? Can there just be a light cruiser, a smaller ship doing what or not? You know what I mean? Like what possibly. Just saying. I like it.
Needs a purpose though.
But it could just be a light cruiser to carry to move between places.
Well.
You know what I mean? Like.
Well, then it's a transport. Not necessarily a cruiser.
Yeah, but that's a very general purpose. Every ship's transport in some way. I like it. I think it's got a genuine charm. I thought episode obviously we kept as we went getting not less excited, but we kept noticing more and more it's stolen elements from other ships.
Yes.
And
that's, yes, okay. Absolutely.
I think it's rather nice. Actually, it's got. I tend to like things that just have a bit of originality, and despite it being literally taken from other things, it has an originality feel to it, which probably is kind of a gentle accident, but hey, kind of works. What do you guys think?
Classic Real, did you see the Venom Geek Media video on the Minuteman? Or it might be a short. No, I have not seen that.
If that was in response to our video.
I don't know.
Nope, because I can't see it.
All right. So check out our video on the Minuteman. It was just released like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Or last week? No, not last week.
It was not this last one. It was one before.
2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah.
And it's a real journey for us, which I appreciate. I like a journey of discovery, which we're about to have next week. Science Discovery. Go and look.
Nice segue.
Thank you.
All right. Dan Ben says STO USS Mercury NCC 47902. And that is this one. Pilot Escort.
I have seen this one before.
That's interesting.
Fair to say though, wouldn't say Star Trek.
You know what it looks like? It looks like one of Johnny's shuttle designs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sam, can you move there's a white line beside us on the live. We got to get it.
Sure.
Yeah. I can hide it sometimes, but yeah. Anyway, it looks like one of Johnny's shuttles, basically. But it's very cool. This is the first time seeing it, so.
Yeah, it's again very original. It's not afraid to go outside its own box, which it's quite severely far, but
Yeah, from the side it looks like the front of an Andorian cruiser from Enterprise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good shout.
And from the top, it almost looks like a Dominion bug ship. It's like there's a lot going on in such a small ship.
I assume the red bits are Bassards. I assume the top bits are torpedo launchers. I don't know. It feels high, like you just about having a reason. This looks super focused on its mission profile, like tactical assault heavy light carrier with ablative triple armor and 3 torpedo launchers, but only ones that work on Wednesday. It's like
and only at night, like fizzing.
Yeah, yeah, but obviously it's sort of it's a pointy defiant, right?
Yes.
And that's okay.
Extend those wings. You got the bat wing. So, what is next?
Classic Frill says that Minuteman has 4 torpedo tubes. Well, there ain't any on the models, so
yeah.
0.
Ravenspire, 2 pounds. Starfleet Command Acula destroyer. Yeah, the Acula is a cool ship. But I always think Acula.
I always think Acule. For whatever reason, that's where my brain goes to what name it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Kit Bash the ship.
It is, but
right.
It's also really cool. It takes in like the Saladin look of the TOS and then just adds another. I like that. I think that's cool. The Kit Bash, I think, works for this one. Some not so much, but this one I think is fine.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, exactly. It's so logical that it's obvious. Certainly, I would have done different things to it had I would do so. I would make more of it, like to my mission profile. Like say, okay, well, this one needs to be a cargo carrier. Okay, we'll give a bottom cargo bay extending unit, or make a missile boat. Or the simple format of it is so simple that I want to see more than just tuna cells because it doesn't. It's just.
I'd like to know what the decks that are in the bottom strut look like. Like there would be like 2 hallways, or like 1 hallway with rooms on each side that aren't very big. It's just interesting.
Yeah. It works very well. And I made a similar version of this in one of the Avalon films. I did. It's not hard, right? I just took a TO ship and cut up a little bit. But it worked. It does work. It's a very simple. It just works.
Yeah. Barry F says, "Where's the navigational deflector?" I don't know. Ask the Reliant. Moving on.
And after you've done that, ask the Oberth.
Yeah, too. Yeah. Let's see. So the next one is Sturm von Ulk, $5.
Thanks so much.
USS Aries class, NCC 1650. Ah, yes.
With a slightly better render.
Yeah. Great. There she is. There she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually a really nice design. Very Beetle-like, though. A lot of the shots, like the secondary hull, feels like a Beetle shell, almost. Okay. But I love the design. It's kind of a take on the Reliant. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Aries class. Early on.
I mean, you could probably go it's a little bit too simple. As in what it does,
Simple works though in TOS. That's the problem.
Indeed, yeah. It's very to the point, and in the continuity of what it's trying to do, it's a fast, responsive assault ship. Therefore, having nothing except the main hull bit and the guns flows, right? And having a squat profile means it can dodge and I see the reason for it, but certainly I would love to see a bit more variantness with it.
Mm-hmm.
I know Barry Chapman, our modeler friends, made a TMP version, etc. And yeah, the star is very good, although you can obviously iterate it into the Akira without too much hassle. That's where it came from, so it's fine.
All right, what is next? Ray Ricks, £2. USS Atlas from STO.
Yes. Is that one?
Is that the one?
That's why it's there. This kind of relies on us knowing what everything is. As in you knowing what everything is. Yeah. I'm trying to put it roughly in order, but yeah.
So there's the Atlas class, which we've talked about, actually. We've done a video on this one.
Not that long ago as well.
Yeah. Interesting idea to strap 2 pairs of nacelles on each side like that. And they almost feel strapped together at the front, but at the back it feels very integrated, which is cool.
Yes.
And the bottom hull is very much refit NX-01, the SS Enterprise style. which is neat.
Yeah, I'm actually a huge fan of this one.
Yeah.
I think this really does a very, very good job being something very new. I mean, Hector Ortiz, Stowe designer, it's like it's undeniably TOS, and they're into liquor kit bashing in it. That's a very, very smart man that can do that. And I honestly wish a fan film would come to me and say, hey, we really want to use this ship, because I'd then get to make a model of it. That would be great, and do a high detail one. There's a few things we saw that we could fix, quote unquote fix, like just up detail, right, from a game model to a production model. Things I'd love to do, because there's a lot of potential. I love the dual nacelles. I think they're tremendous. So yeah, I think it's really good, and I wish they would do more Stowe things. Even the kind of tacked on secondary hull, I think has a certain fun vibe. It doesn't feel like it's balanced. It's odd. It's good. Great job.
Yeah, definitely a nice addition to a TOS kind of lineup. So, all right, next up, Daniel Hall, $5.
Daniel.
Belnap class, NCC 2501.
An oldie.
Belnap class strike cruiser, yes.
An oldie, particularly.
Oh, wait a minute. I missed one. Sorry. My bad. J Locomotive Productions, the Proxima class, TOS. We'll get to yours in a second, Dan. My apologies.
Which we've looked at the TMP version already, but yet not this one yet, Stuart. There is.
Yeah. I mean, I love TOS, but I also love TMP, and yes, we have talked about this recently as well. The double like pontoon secondary hulls always are interesting to me. Like you're automatically just doubling your internal volume, and I love that idea. Instead of building and bulking it out a single one, it's just like it's kit bashy again. I just throw parts we already have onto and get a much larger ship. I think it's neat, and also four nacelles again. See a lot of battleships like the Mars class and stuff that have like four nacelles, and I think that's really cool. So yeah.
I mean it's dumb looking, but it's not well thought out, right? It's kind of, so they did some things and they put it in game. TMP one has a lot more things to it. This desperately needs a rework, but the core principle is fascinating. 2 single hulls, 4 nacelles, 2 ponters, but this is not a well done design, but it'd be great if it could be someday. That's what I'll say on it.
Yeah, this picture shows it. It's kind of clunky where it attaches to the saucer and stuff. I don't know if it's just the model or if it's
the legacy one, so it's the
yeah. It's just lacking some detail for sure. All right, so now we get to Dan Hall's the Belknap class, or the Belnap class, depending on how you pronounce it.
Look, sponsored by Trekyards.
Yeah, we've already done this one. That was a long time ago. We still have episode numbers on our videos. Mission briefing of the Belnap there. I love it. My good friend of mine, Michael Quigley, who is he's actually captain of the Belnap. He's got like a fan group, and that's his ship. So it's kind of cool to see. I love the placement of the mounts for the nacelles. I've got a Starship book upstairs that has they have explosive bolts, so that just separates and kind of throws the nacelles down if need be. And it's one of the inspirations for why I mounted the struts on the Foley class kind of similarly. So yeah, it's a cool ship. Nice addition to the TMP fleet. Plus the deflector not being round is a nice touch, actually. I kind of like the shape of that.
This is totally one of the best renders of this as well. That's why we picked it back in the day, and that's why I picked it here. It's a very, again, simple kit bash, but it entirely changes the flow of it. I've never got to play with one. Although, in fairness, one of the Star Trek Antilles, I think, fan film series, which is a chap that's doing for like 17 years, whatever, 15 years. We got his model of this, of the TOS version-ish. It's obviously his version, but the nacelles will live connect similar way. And I did 2 shots of it for Avalon Universe. Crisis Infinite Excaliburs. Go check that out if you want to see it. George Khan, that's what it is. Yeah, it's good. I don't know necessarily why this would be a need for difference to be differently placed. Like, why? But also, I mean, I guess. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be a reason for this, to have the different nacelle configuration. But also,
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Why anything then? Why do different cars have certain shapes?
Well, there's probably a reason. Yeah. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably to change the warp bubble a little. There's a lot of reasons.
Exactly. Yeah. I just like to know why.
Spock though throws in $10. That's very logical. Ganji's class of the Bessic verse.
Oh.
You mean this one?
Oh my god, my render again. There are all so many of my renders. That's crazy.
Didn't we just talk about this as well?
Maybe. When did we talk about that? Let's find out. Because you can go check out the episode. It was released on the February 17th, 2024. It is 25 minutes, one of our longest episodes.
Yeah.
No, it's our longest video in... Oh, God. Well, shit. Oh, it's our longest video since our Lower Decks review. In October. So, there you go. Longest video in 4 months.
And I guess the Minuteman hasn't been released yet. That's this Saturday's release. Spoilers.
Oh.
I thought we had released it, yeah.
That's because you premiered it.
It was scheduled.
Yeah.
So I thought I released it.
So it was in my head, but yeah. Yeah. Oops. Ganji is good. It's a nice redesign. I like the windows inside. I like the phaser visible things. The flow's nice. It's got nice curves. I wish the outer flowing pipe things were more visible at other angles because they blend in too much normally. But yeah.
No, it's a
pretty good.
Simple shape, and it looks very aerodynamic. It looks like a X-plane or something, but I kind of like it.
Well, I would assume that in the NX era they could design them to also in atmosphere because there's so few things they have in the fleet that making sure it actually could maybe. Yeah.
Plus, they're not super large at that stage of the game, so.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I'd like to thank Spock. Nell Karen, Forgeworks, and Matt Yarrington, the next two super chats, and Spock. It's their first super chat ever. So we're celebrating their first super chats. Thank you, everybody.
They're a jolly good fellows. They're a jolly good fellows. Keep super chatting your thoughts. Way.
All right. Nell Karen, Forgeworks, $5. Thoughts on the Taru carrier Warbird?
Wow. You'll get some first reactions there.
This one.
Stuart, it's a Stargate Death Glider, sort of.
It looks like, yeah. The detailing, the texturing definitely kind of feels funky.
Romulan, though.
I can see some Romulan shapes in there. Just the lack of like a head section is just kind of odd to me. It feels like a glider or like a fighter. Feels like it should be small, not large.
Well, I mean, that said, we're assuming the scale of those green lights is the windows. They could not be the windows. It could be that small. They could just be inset details.
Well, it's a carrier, though.
Oh, frick.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's real weird. I like it.
Not awful.
I like it, but not in Star Trek. As in, not like a Romulan. Like, if it was a random hero, it's a random alien ship.
It feels...
Yeah.
It feels Riemann. It feels like the scimitar with the way those wings are shaped. So
weird, yeah, weird.
Yeah. So next up we've got Matt Yarrington, $10, Insignia class.
That's a long-standing fan design.
Yeah. I was trying to describe this at one point to somebody. There's a ship I'm thinking of, and I could picture it, but I had no idea what it was called. So there's that.
Pretty famous. Yeah, this was a ship that the model maker at the time was like higher than most people out there. So therefore,
it was high?
Possibly. So therefore, the quality of the model was good from day one. So when it came on the scene, it was like, that's really like as good as the show, because they were as good as the show, roughly. And it's also post-Nemesis, but doing something original. Now looking back at it, it's always more plain than I think it felt back then, because I've had some really odd designs in Trek. But aesthetically, it's so like future-y. But now it's like, it's so faithful, but different. You know what I mean?
Just the segmented nature of it just always kind of bugged me, but it made it very distinctive. Like, you know what ship the person's talking about when you kind of mention the segmented hull like that. It's
I wonder
like,
why it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they all eject separately, like their own escape pods. You can dock in different modules, weapons modules, or
Maybe
labs.
it's a proto spore drive. They all come out and then spore particles come out.
Yeah, it's like a bloom. They open up.
There you go.
It's like a flower, like the chimera. It's like,
or maybe they all come out and go down, and it lands on it like a giant cone.
Becomes a portable star base or like a ground base.
Sure.
I like it.
I like the nacelles though. Although I don't like they only have grills on one side. That always bugs me because the inner side are entirely dead of detail, which is a shame.
Yeah,
it's good. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It feels like a bygone era of future because that's when it was designed. But it's good in general. Yeah.
All right. Dan Ben, £2. Kelvin timeline Newton type.
A classic.
It is. There's the Eagle Moss magazine cover of it. It is interesting. I do like the detail in those nacelles. Something about those Kelvin nacelles like that, I do appreciate. And I've looked at a lot of the Eagle Moss ships and done reviews of them, and it's one of the details that in this small scale like that, when it's painted properly, looks really cool. Like, there's a lot of really good detail. I've never quite understood the need for a half saucer or taking chunks out of a saucer. It seems like you're just giving up a lot of internal volume. But this is an interesting ship for sure. It doesn't seem very large either. It seems quite small.
Which is good.
It is.
Shouldn't be giant. Yeah, it's it's half saucer Enterprise meets all the tech of we're just going to shove stuff onto a design. The source was oddly small. I don't know if it just feels maybe it's just the angle of the shot, but yeah, the sides are great. They feel very much more mechanical engine-y.
Yes.
And the tubeness of the engines feels too out of date. I mean, I don't see an NX to that. I mean, the NX are so much more elegant, and those are so much more not. Like, if those were Warp 1 engines, or like Warp 1.2, I'd be like, okay, tubes. But for where it's placed, and obviously, I guess, first roll bar, yeah, it's okay. It's a solid okay. I think it'd look good in motion, in a bulky way, but like, yeah, okay. Kind of, okay, yeah.
Yeah, definitely nice in the Kelvin realm, which is not easy to do.
For those 5 seconds on screen, yeah.
Ravenspire, £2. Ulysses class super dreadnought from Klingon Academy. Oh yes, I remember this thing. Yes.
Jesus.
Weird choices here for sure. It's always cool to see when they start doing Kitbashi like FASA type ships. And that's exactly what this is. I just don't understand the neck placement. Again, fill that in. Not the placement, but like the, Y2,
Y2K, in fact.
Fill that in or something. It just seems odd. The split neck. I do like the shape of the secondary hull, though. It's not barrel-like. It's more like cone-ish, almost. And I do like the fact that the chiller grills go all the way back to the back.
Oh, they
of the
do,
engine.
yeah. Such an interesting.
It's a nice visual. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a more interesting design of the Kitbashi style. The nacelle I didn't even notice. That's actually that's a really fun detail. The second hull is different enough to be kind of charming. Looks more like future ships that were not invented yet. The neck nacelle thing is tragic. But I don't know the neck source. I don't know how you change that except just not doing anything of the ilk. But just anything but that. So yeah, the secondary hull and the nacelles are all great. Everything above the deflector is not great. That's my official review.
Yeah.
Although that pennant, Jesus Christ on the side.
It's loud. It's big.
I mean, are we lower decks or what? Are lower decks unused concept art or what? Jesus, guys. How much paint that took. It's like they bring an all bucket for the normal pennant. It's like, let's do what? Okay, bring up 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's the most armored part of the ship. So they're drawing attention to it. It's like Batman's symbol on his chest. It's like perfect for gunfire. That's why it's yellow.
Or
so people shoot at it.
Or that's where the Death Star ejection hole is. So therefore, if you put a giant sticker on it, you think, oh, that's just a logo. No, that's the ejection port.
You just see this logo on like a close flyby, like a paint scrape, and all of a sudden it just and comes out, and it's just full of torpedo tubes. It's just like
Federation shoot to kill. Yeah, Jesus, welcome. Damn, this thing's ugly. Yeah.
Ray Ricks, 2 pounds, the Pathfinder class. That is the Voyager B.
Yes, it is the Voyager B.
Find that out in Picard, yeah. Okay, well, it's definitely got the STO look to it, which I like. I do like the different coloring on it, and it is inspired, obviously, by the Intrepid class. There's nothing wrong with any of that. Just saying.
Yeah, it's certainly more original than it could be, as it's not. It's stylistically not very Voyagery, but it's still pulling in like, oh well, I know what I'm doing. Like, this is more original than it. But I think that Thomas certainly had inspiration with this, because I know he designed it and built it. It has a design direction. I'm sure there's a reason for the, roller coaster length front deflector cutout.
That seems almost like a railgun thing. Maybe it's like a special weapon almost, because it builds up power in there. And
yeah, it doesn't feel logical, but I mean, there's obviously a reason for it. And this one, I think, of the few, I think the black detailing works really well. It's a lot less used than the other ones, which is obnoxious to me. Here it's like, we're accenting some plates. It's just enough, Although I don't know if anyone likes the bridge dome being a bridge circle, flat. Like, just put a Voyager bridge dome there. Have a mess hall at front. Whatever. But a lot of good stuff going on there. But I would certainly make some changes had I been the guy.
Yeah.
Hi,
the nacelles have a lot of detail on them, which I really like too. Do those articulate? Yep. Looks like they have articulating points. Oh. Do they go up or down?
Yes.
Up, I would assume.
Why not both?
Why not both? Joshua Dworkin, $5.
He's much.
USS Fortitude, NCC 3831. Original design by me and rendered by Howie Day. Should come up in a Google search.
Which it did. Done by you, good sir. Well done for getting a ship done by some model maker. You certainly had the movie level realization right from the get-go.
Wasn't the ship like this in Ships of the Line calendar? Like a TOS version of it? Yeah, there was. It was a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's a stuff online game as well. The deflector in the middle of the saucer is a tried and tested style. This is obviously a TMP iteration with nacelles that are, well, the Bassards are to the side, but the nacelles aren't. But they are different. I like that. Yeah, see, I always find nacelles interesting when you do something new, but they look the same until you look at them. They're like, oh, they're actually very, very different.
Mm-hmm. Quite a bit different.
Very different,
actually. But yeah, on first glance, it's like, oh, what, huh?
I'd say the windows blend in too much to the hull because of all the curves. I think that, for me...
Yeah. Also, with ships like this with the barrel down the middle, I always think it's odd to have the registry there.
Yeah, I've never had registry there.
I've never been a fan of that personally, but...
It just breaks the aesthetic too much. It's cool, though. It's very clean.
It is.
And a powerful deflector.
And
yeah, one spider, that's not just wrong.
Yeah, and I would assume not very large based on the shuttle bay. If the shuttle bay is the same size as the refit, which I would assume it is. I mean, it could be a two-deck shuttle bay. It could be different, but that back part just looks so much like the refit.
Yeah, Bonaventure class was an inspiration. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That was Howie's idea to meld the Connie and the Excelsior nacelles. Yeah, they are certainly melded. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, his rendering is beautiful, so obviously he's going to win in that regard. Like, this could be a still right from, a press packet of Star Trek 3, give or take.
Shay says, $2. Stuart, can I send you a pic of a ship in Messenger? Sure. Go for it.
If the next one is true, I will talk about it.
The next one is classic for real, $2. The Foley class, I guess.
What? Another one?
Yeah. There's the Foley class.
Okay. Look, it's the Foley class, guys. We have not talked about this before.
It's moving. This is Sam's animation of it moving.
Yep. I'm totally. That is what I'm doing. I love the guy who's actually busy doing something else. Is the one that faffs in the time that he's been given to do something else.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to be entertaining for the people.
Okay, Sturm. $2. Markling class while Stuart does his assignment. Yes, as the Axnar mock clip, which is the best rendered that I've seen. Hey, another.
There's Sam. You have it.
Another, source with thing in the middle. Real simple. Real simple. Honestly, it's kind of the vibe.
This is one of the ones I really like. I love that front shape, and actually, if you see this thing from the top, it's got a really nice, unique shape to it. But it feels like a car from the '70s. It's got that kind of vibe to it with that front end, and I don't know. There's something about this one I've just always liked. Again, very simple. Not a huge ship by any stretch of the imagination if you're judging it on the window scale. So,
well, it's pre TOS, so it could be small. Yeah,
and look at are those photon launchers in the front?
Yeah,
wow.
They gotta be.
Yeah.
Like, I think when you have something this fundamentally simple, and they've not put any flourishes in, because there are none, right? It's just Starfleet said, we need to build a ship. Clearly, clearly. The back, I assume, is a big shuttle bay, big door, so it's like we need a saucer and a shuttle bay, and some weapons at the front, right? It is simple for a reason. It's effective, but I don't think it's going to necessarily inspire anybody per se.
Yeah, this is just one I've always liked, and I'm not quite sure why.
Well, it's like you can like the shuttles. They're simple, but the shapes can work for you, right? So
Yeah. Let's see, what is next? The Fleet Paw, $2. Mad Koi Fish Constitution, please. Okay. Mad Koi Fish, there she is. Again, I love the detailing in this one. This ramps up like the TOS Connie and just adds detail. And also some elements from the refit as well, as for the shape of the secondary hull. This would have been good in 2009 film as like a reimagined Enterprise. It's got the big shrouds on the front of the nacelles, similar to what we got with the JJ Prize, but done right and better. And also the spacing of the nacelles is proper.
Yeah, it turns out less is more when it comes to extras.
Yeah.
It's possibly a two. It feels like a. Not a bad. These are not complaints, right? These are just comments. It feels like they said, right, we're going to look at every detail of this Connie and tweak everything a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a bad thing, but it's like nothing can be identical. Everything's be a bit different. And we can pull things in the refit if we want to, but they've got to be different. So it's like a mishmash of new elements, which don't all combine necessarily, because it's not been like sketched by Andy or Rick or John. Like, it's not. But also you put it together, it's like, it's like a technical Enterprise. So it is impressive, but also it doesn't have a unified feel. It's a bit of everything, right?
It's kind of like Gabe Cornera's Enterprise.
I think that has more of a vision, though. I would put that above this.
I would too. But it's one I really enjoy. So.
Yeah, no, I like it. And I would like to see more HQ renders.
Yeah. And Ozzy throws in $2. The Voyager J. Oh, yes, from Discovery. Will we see it in this season? We don't know, but we're close to this season, so maybe we'll see.
I mean, if we don't, that'd be weird as hell. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, that's a really cool take on a future version of the Intrepid class, honestly. Except for, I hate the back. I don't know why the negative space there. Again, it looks like a bottle opener, just like the
Stuart, breaking
Vengeance.
news. The Voyager J has appeared on screen.
It lost its nacelles, though, I guess. They're floating somewhere else.
Floating.
But at least it's got like a ring in its nose, so it can be
Magnetic ring, yeah, because then you can't get lost if the gravity dies. It'll at least stay one way up.
No, it was an interesting idea for them to do that. I don't know if we're going to see it again. We don't need to. It was just like, hey, look, on screen. But I do like the fact that the Voyager name carried on and got the honor of having the letter after. So
yeah, it does a whole load. Although it's funny now, within the course of 3 years, we've now had the Voyager A, B, and J. A, B, and J. Very, very briefly. Yeah, I think it's a good design. They had a concept, they executed it. Do I agree with every choice? No. Doesn't mean it's not a good design. I don't understand why there's a light where the bridge is. I wish there was a bridge dome and some detailing there. I think that's a big thing. Lets it down. I think the fact there's giant hull with absolutely the most basic bitch texture pattern on it, because that's what they did in Discovery. They did low-end 3D models of ships. They don't try that hard. Like, it's just, here is plate texture, and then some windows in between. Why? No reason. Well, it sets a precedence for RCS thrusters still in the future, which is kind of great, and also like, huh? Okay. Of all the things. You know. But I like the nacelles, I like the deflector. It's a weird one. It needs it's very much like the Zhenhe, but as a better design. It needs a second pass of detail because it's missing it. But that's also the charm of that era. So it's a weird mixed bag. And I do believe I've written to a film as like a post-credit sequence somewhere or something. One of these future ships, I can't remember which one I wrote, but it's kind of like something in some film briefly. It's somewhere. So like, we can include something.
All right. The next one was Shea Locomotive Productions super chat where he sent me this on Messenger, which I'm not sure what ship it is. Maybe he'll let us know. But there you go, Shea. It is an odd take on Galaxy class style, at least. It's basically just a Galaxy class with the neck shrunk down and the curves on the nacelle struts removed. Interesting. Tell us about the ship, Shea.
I mean, I think there was a Photoshop. Because I think my friend did that render. And it was a Galaxy class. And I think I also recognize the shot of the Type 11 as a render as well. Because the lighting doesn't match at all, right? They're not in the same place. So I'm pretty sure it's a Photoshop that just took out the neck and... It's not bad, but it's not good.
It's interesting.
It's not interesting either, but it's not good and it's not bad. I think
it has potential.
Yeah, I think it would work. Ooh. Okay. You ready? Are you sitting down?
Yes.
Double up the nacelles and deflector on the top. So no neck. Enterprise
Glad
D.
I was sitting down.
Yeah.
I fainted.
Because that actually could work. It looked weird, but of course it would. It's like a Stargazer, but with more secondary hulls. To balance out the misbalance of the... Because I don't think just a mission pod would work. That'd be too nebulous. I think if you double down, that'd be quite funny.
I think I've seen something similar to what you just described, actually.
I mean, everything's been done at some point, hasn't it?
Yeah. Even a double saucered Galaxy class.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen that thing.
And even the 100 nacelle shit show. Which we all love.
Yes. You talking about the Horizon?
Fuck you.
Ooh. Ravenspire.
Wow, guys. Make him feel that was harsh.
Romulan Sparrowhawk, Starfleet Command. Ah, yes. Well, you gotta love the Starfleet Command ships now. Yeah, I fucking love that game. Yeah, this is basically a dreadnought for the Romulans. Of course it is, because it's got 3 nacelles, don't you know? But I love the configuration of this. I really like that third nacelle up there.
Yeah, this is from an era of kit bashers, but also respecting visual canon. It's that kind of that in between stage. It's much more of a like I instantly read TMP Romulan, which is weird, but it's because the plating is more TOS but more interesting and kind of feels like it's going towards like without the green. And the cells are certainly vibing green. I don't know if it would look good animating it because it's so top heavy. It's like the reverse of the NX or the flatness but in a different way. But I like it. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see like a second version green. But I think the head's pretty great. Well, I'd make the head shorter, I think, if I was doing it. The neck, sorry. Yeah, I like it in general. Yeah, not bad.
Not too shabby. All right, classic for real, $2. USS Yamato from Starfleet Command. P.S. Thought this was the Belnap. No, that's the Foley class. Oh my goodness. So here we go. This thing.
Busy is the word.
That's the one word. Yep.
Are there any other positive words you'd give for it?
Bloated, bulky.
I mean, those can be positive words, I suppose.
Thrown together. The struts on the top there of the saucer just feels so odd and out of place, and it's just this is a definite kit bash for sure. But
I don't know if I agree with you as a kit bash.
Well, it's got Excelsior secondary hulls. It's got refit
they're a
engines.
bit different, maybe. Like it's shoved so much together that it has its own unique. Because it has its own unique flair. That's like that is like it's so different vibing. But it is like a designer at the time said, right guys, we need to build the biggest ship possible. And they say, right, we can't actually build bigger because the hulls won't take it. Okay, what can we do? What if we shove stuff together with hull? Ooh, okay. Say with me, 2 Excelsiors with you. Okay, with you, nacelles. With you, saucer. We can make it bigger. Okay, we've made that bigger. That's fine. Okay, saucer.
Stretch it too.
Roll bar, shove it on. Where? Back? Front. What? Bigger ship. But you know, I kind of like it. It's dumb. It's dumb. I kind of like it.
Be interesting to see a shot of it from the side, honestly.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's just I've seen worse. So.
Well, yes, and already in this live, it was called the Jager.
Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. I know it's not Starfleet, but my favorite STO KDF ship a couple of years back, the Moog class battlecruiser. Oh my God, can I speak English or Klingon? That's the case, maybe. No. Yeah. Nice looking ship. Aggressive as hell. It's definitely the same generation as the Negvar. You got the same kind of design elements in there, which Klingons don't usually upgrade their design elements. So I mean, that was this is like their Borg fleet. But yeah, I like the patterning on it and the plates. I think that makes it look armored and aggressive, and especially that shot of it like in flight, like it just feels fast. So plus, it looks like a huge cannon or something in the middle there. Multiple cannons, maybe. And the stepped approach is cool with the like sticking out bridge section or whatever that is at the front. I love that. That's great.
Makes me think alligator.
Because
it's got, I don't know, just the shapes kind of. The Negvar is very much a big but hulking beast. This is a much more, like it feels a lot smaller to me, a lot smaller. I guess because the plating is so obviously like scales to me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why the inner glows of the nacelles are whatever they are. And also the main hull back bit, literally flat, hard-edged shapes going up and up. That's obnoxious. That was a weird choice. I guess Fortitude isn't some stepping, but the head's great. It's good. It's a nice. It's as if we took Enterprise as inspiration and made a future Negvar, but then 1/3 the size. Yeah, clearly Klingon.
Yes,
but again, no specific vision.
Yeah.
Behind
Sizing's interesting though too, because is this small with regular sized warp nacelles, or is it huge with ginormous warp nacelles? Could be both. I mean, window scale again does not help here. If in that case it's huge, and those warp nacelles are just massive.
It doesn't read as me as huge though. Even
It doesn't.
should.
No.
Huh. Yeah, not bad.
It's odd in that regard.
Not bad.
Fleet Paw, the Inquiry class. Thank you, Fleet Paw. Let's cut and paste. Paste. There we go. Okay. There she is. There she is.
She blows.
There were variants of this, you know.
They were so rare, people worked very hard to collect them.
They weren't all the same ship, don't you know? There were some differences in the cells and things.
And how long did I spend when that episode aired going through every single image to find every variation to be, one of the first people to notice it? We were. Good job, us.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job, you. Yeah.
It's such a shame. It's such a solid design, which they butchered. Not actually because it's bad, it's just that it could have been amazing. It could have been a ship that was like, wow, this is a future ship that's really awesome that everyone's going to love. And now it's a joke ship, which they fixed, but everyone remembers the joke.
Yeah.
And that's a real shame. Like, the nacelles are great. The neck's great. As in, like, in the rawest sense of the base shapes, right? I'm not going to talk about the details. But what the fuck are those side windows, lights? Like, what? No. Like, no.
This is the most powerful, well-armed, fastest ship in all of Starfleet, don't you know? You be more respectful, sir.
Sorry, I'll see myself out.
Yes, please do. Speaking of, I'm going to end the poll.
Oh, excellent.
106 votes. Would you like to see this type of live on other factions or races in Trek or even other franchises? 92% say yes. Which is awesome.
Very nice. That's pretty good.
We will pick either like a specific show or just do sci-fi or just Klingons or just Romulans.
Well, you guys don't count for Star Wars content, so I don't know if we'll do that. Even though you totally should.
Yeah.
But yeah, this design certainly Tobias' version is 1,000 times better, but he was respectful to the original design, and the season 3 version fixed it even further because of Tobias' fixes. But it's a giant shame, and they should have known going in that those had problems. Well, they did. I mean, there was a stupid butchered non-scene. But I kind of wish now that we had season 3 line dialogue. So it would have been so funny, right? In season 3, Picard says to Riker on the Elios, "Remember last year, yes, Jean-Luc, when you came to my rescue and then I died and then you left?" "Yep. Thanks for that, by the way. You're welcome." "Well, I overheard that you said the Zheng He is the most powerful ship in the whole fleet. You know it's a light cruiser, right?" "Huh? But that's not like Stargazer." "Yeah, I know." "You're bluffing?" "I was bluffing." "Oh, yes, you like to bluff." And then suddenly Trekyards say, "Yeah, but Admiral O would know that because she's head of Starfleet."
She would know. I was just going to say that.
But Terry wouldn't watch season 1 enough to know that, and therefore only see the scene and not the, like. But to have he say he bluffed, it's such a bluff line, right? It's such a stupid, nonsensical line that it feels like a really great bluff. And a retcon bluff would be amazing if it wasn't the fucking head of Starfleet who knows everything about every ship.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem.
It's a perfect retcon. Will they ever do it?
Ravenspire, 2 pounds. USS Incursion from Star Trek Away Team. Ugly ship. The Incursion. Oh my god. It's a Star Trek UFO. Oh man, this is odd. I don't remember this.
It's actually one I've already got prepped for a full episode on. I've got all the renders already done.
Yeah. Spoilers. You're hearing it here first, guys. An exclusive. Interesting. it has Defiant type vibes to it, but I'm not sure which is the front and which is the back. I would assume that the bottom one is the back.
Yeah, top is the front. Yeah. The facades always go front. Yeah.
It's it's so odd. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, it looks like there's a deflector of sorts on the top there, but it's a low poly thing, I guess, because it doesn't look like it has any texturing on it at all. Just
it has only texturing, not geometry. I mean,
yeah. Well, yes, that's what I meant. No greeblies. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't even know what else to say. This is truly the Star Trek Millennium Falcon right here. And we have a new poll up, guys. So go vote. Are you a Trekyards fan and join in here to watch only ship content, or only ship content, ship plus new Trek review content, or all content, to be honest. Oof, interesting poll.
Up to you guys, gals, and aliens.
Various life forms.
Life form. Yeah, I mean, I this is okay. It's like you talked about earlier. This is clearly a massively hyperly focused mission specific ship. Like, it gives that vibe, like Defiant, right? It's not a ship, it's a reason to be there. And it's odd because I have the model, but not from Away Team, so it was in something else. Yeah, but I thought it was from that game, not Away Team, so I'm intrigued. Because I'm pretty sure this ship is the one that can holographically look like other ships. I feel like that's the story behind it.
That makes sense. I would buy that. 100%.
I think the blue thing's the hollow project. I don't know. We haven't got there yet because we have another episode. But yeah, it's the Millennium Falcon, and I appreciate it manages to get all the Trekinisms in it. I do, of course, wish it had more than 12 polygons, but you know.
At least it won't be hard to render.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
What is next? Classic for real.
Yes, Mega is the Star Trek Rumba. Well done. That's funny.
It's Star Trek what?
The Star Trek Rumba.
Oh, Roomba. Yes.
Yep.
Classic for real, $2. The Springfield class.
Should we yet look at
The Simpsons. Oh, wrong Springfield. All right, there it is. Oh, yes. Well, this is one of the odd ones as well, with the really long window slits, which throw the scale completely off.
Yes. Yeah.
You had one in your last fan film, Living the Dream.
And I have one of these?
Not this one.
No, I think
you had a ship that had those same.
I think I had every other one of this fleet, but not this one. I think.
Yeah, you had one of the ships by Deep Space Nine had the big windows, and I'm like that always screws with me because those must be like a couple decks tall windows each.
Yeah, I mean New Orleans has them too, and it's like,
yeah.
Like, it's a fun design. And by design, I mean it's sort of stuff combined. And luckily, when Egos did it, they made the standard saucer that's like the different saucer. It's not just a D saucer. I like the nacelles, which are obviously pens and whatever. Like they're now new, they're original, they're different, and I approve of that. The deflector's different. Like, they did a good job with the Egos ones to flesh them out to be not quite as kitbashy as they could be, because they're not. They're actually kind of new pieces. Although now I'm looking, I guess the roll bar is actually the Miranda-esque. They just modified it a bit. Like, heavily modified, but it has those basic shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you can tweak them more in post, I mean, there you go. It's more different.
Is that the only attachment point? Is those two for that secondary hull?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
So the saucer goes into the struts, which hold the nacelles, and the secondary hull is completely separate, just held on by those things.
Yes, so the hull's separate.
So it's kind of like almost like an Oberth style secondary hull.
I think so.
Attachment wise.
So.
Huh.
I like it fine. Like it's a fun. It is a Lost Era ship, right? Like it's obviously pre-Enterprise D, and which means by definition it's after the Excelsior, after the Sea. It's a Lost Era ship, maybe late Lost Era, but it's it's that fleet. It's
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see a lot of scaling issues with it, like a lot.
Yeah.
From the escape pods to the windows to the registry to the deflector, it just screams, "Help me!"
Yes. That was the thing.
Yeah. Ray Ricks, £5. If we have the incursion, maybe we will. Maybe. Oh my God. If we have the incursion, may well look at the Phantom Intel Escort from STO.
Oh, it's a lot of words, wasn't it?
Phantom Intel Escort.
Hold on.
It's not ringing a bell for me, but
It wouldn't. It's one of those. Yeah, the Intel Escorts are an odd batch.
yeah. Everybody hit like, though. We have 63 people here now, 67 likes. That's awesome. But can we get to 75 likes? Have you not hit like? Why not? Hit that like button for us. We really appreciate it. And consider joining the channel. Keep the ships coming, guys. We want to talk about them. And we appreciate all the help you guys can offer us.
And we've been taking $2, so yeah, every $2 does help. Just keep them coming.
Yeah.
So this is what we do, y'all. This is what we do.
This is how we do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
And what's great is that now that we've done the buffer, so if you want a ship to be seen basically now-ish, there you go. The buffer is available.
So we're going to pull in the Phantom Intel Escort, which is...
Yep, class feel that was a cannon ship. Yeah, the big black dark things.
I'll say it looks nothing like Starfleet. Exactly. That's exactly what that looks like. Oh my God.
Yeah, actually worse.
The only thing that the Defiant type engine pod things at the side. Other than that, well, it is a Phantom Intel ship, so it's not supposed to bear the Starfleet registries and all that shit. So.
It bugs me that I can see the texture break up on the nacelles, the bad lines. It's obviously low detail. Like it's an aqua marine whale thing. It's it does not inspire me with anything. I get black hull equals it cannot be taken scans of. Cool. Would I fly it? No. Do I like it? No, not really.
I don't mind it as a ship. It just it's odd.
It doesn't create feelings in me. It's just sort of there. I know. I feel you. All right, Ravenspire, £2. Last one for me, the USS Republic, NCC 1900, Star Trek Online. Yes, those are a good one to pull from.
There she is.
Excelsior 2 meets Discovery. Because of the nacelles. Yeah, I like it. It's a kit bash without being any at all a kit bash, but it is.
Yeah. Those stripes, those inset parts of the saucer are just what? It's like that's the original saucer, and then they put plating on top of it.
Oh, that's interesting. But
they didn't finish it. These are our weak spots. Please hit us here. This is the unarmored part.
And it also gives World Razor vibes. Well, I don't know if that would. I don't think that was invented at this point. Hi, Cygnus. No one has Superchat for Prometheus yet. Either of the Prometheuses, but you're welcome to. You guys can put anything you want. Yeah, I like it fine. I'm confused by the Discovery era nacelles, of course, because that's the Bassard arrangement. But obviously, we both like the 3 Bassard arrangements, so very strange. This I would think would be very apt for like post Nemesis, like a ship where it crashed pieces on like a junk world. And an alien race got there, and there's like, wow, why is Starfleet dumping all this stuff here? Let's build a new ship out of pieces. And it's like this weird, like, it's everything and nothing at the same time. It is, like even like there's a cut at the front which gives me Disco Enterprise vibes,
Oh yes.
Why is there a cutout with lights? They don't hit the sort. They don't hit the registry. It's too far away. Like, just cause, right? But by the same token, that's the vibe. It's just, yeah.
Martin Jorgensen says, "Has there ever been a Sovereign X or Fornacelled version?" I mean, there's one close to it, the USS Premonition in Armada. Didn't have 3 nacelles, but had like a time pod on top, which looked like a third nacelle.
Aesthetically, it had 3, but
yeah. I'm sure there's been fan-done versions that have 3 and 4 nacelles. I'm sure there has been.
I mean, it's not that difficult to achieve, is it really?
Yeah. All right, Dan Ben, £2, non-canon, the USS Exodus.
Ooh. That's a dramatic name.
It is.
The Exodus. Yeah, I remember this one. I remember thinking we should totally look at this when it came out, and then totally forgetting about it as soon as I stopped thinking about it.
I've seen this before. It's very Millennium Falcon-esque.
But do you think that was on purpose, Stuart?
I think it might have been. Yep. I do love the struts though, and the way they attach the secondary hull. I like that. That looks really good. But
it's unwieldy though, intentionally so. Of course,
it's got like a Raven class or Runabout style nacelles. It's got an Intrepid class hull, secondary hull. And it's got a Millennium Falcon strapped on top.
Yep.
Interesting take.
No, I actually quite like it.
I do too.
As dumb as it is, I think you should mitigate that front Millennium Falcon saucer into more of a Nova saucer, which wouldn't take that much because the style exists, just not that blatant. If you did that tweak, it would bring it back a bit. I really like how the deflector looks, the way they've stretched it side by side. I like those 2 pod the details, which obviously add on as part of the pylons. They read to me as if they're forward phase emitters or something, like almost like indent mega phasers. That I would actually love. Or even if there's 2 either side of the deflector as well. If they're all torpedo launchers, I could get behind 4 launchers. That's fine with me. Pylons obviously too square, but I mean, so than always, I
like that strut and placement. I think that's cool.
Like, they're very backward step, but it doesn't not work with the shape, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's got some charm, and also it's Millennium Falcon.
Yep. It would be cool if the bridge was like off with an asymmetrical look on the right-hand side.
Shut up! No, bad boy.
That'd be the observation. That'd be like 10 sideways,
10 left,
10 starboard.
God.
Anyway, I'll move on.
And this is a licensed design from a comic book, guys. I believe this is the one that ships from the Finding Cisco. I think episodes. This is quite a thing when it came out. Yeah. Craziness.
Excuse me while I yawn. 3 more likes, get to 75, guys. Hit that like button. Go vote in the poll. We have 39 votes. We'd like more than that, so go vote.
Yeah, guys, this is an important Trekyards discussion. So discuss.
Classic for real, $2. Cheyenne class, but very specifically the STO version. Ah, yes. The STO version, don't you know? There it is. I've never liked this. Just for the record. I've never been a fan of the Cheyenne class. Something about the integration of those off the saucer into the... I don't like it. And specifically those nacelles also seem very archaic. Made of Lego. That's what they look like. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the Cheyenne class. I'm sorry. I actually have a whole Cheyenne technical manual too, actually, which is from one of the role-playing games. But yeah, do not like. One more like. I mean, I don't like, but we need one more like to like this ship, I guess. I want to get to 75 likes, guys. Devo77 says it's okay. Classic for Real says Lego. You mean highlighter markers, right? Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. It's like the Stargazer grew up and never hit its beautiful era, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's almost TOSian in the basic kit bash nature of it, and like it's things attached to things, but it's actually all unique shapes. Those obviously nacelles we talked about for the kit bash fleet. I like them. I like how curvy the weird secondary hull pylon shit is.
You like that?
In general, yes. It's something new, right? Like it reads to me as right. This thing is fast, and we need actual proper hull here. It's not just a constellation, which is line. Like that's like we're going as comfortable as we can. We're going to push it. We're going fast. We're going to be, or a swim pool. We want a triangle swim pool. That's fine. Or bowling alley with more lanes, whatever. Like I think it would look really good in motion. I think it'd be a fun. I think the zipping would look good. Although I know that the source is very thin, and that sets it off in a negative way.
Maybe that's one of the things that throws me off on it. It's just something about this I just don't like the look of. It's not the X-Wing style. It's not like I've seen a lot of four-nacelled ships that I like. Even like the Baran more than this. And that's a Discovery ship. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just a bad taste in my mouth with this one. So Subraxis says, I think that the nacelles look sharp. All right, what is next? Ray Ricks, 2 pounds. The USS Aventine. I have very mixed emotions on the Aventine. I've got the Eagle Moss one. While it looks sleek and very, very well integrated, it feels like it looks like a shark. It looks like some kind of aggressive kind of sea creature. Something about it loses me, and I think it's the nacelles. All the rest I kind of enjoy. I just wish the nacelles were maybe a little bit bulkier. Something about them just throws off the whole look for me. It's hard to describe. Even from the top, it has a nice shape, and then something about the nacelles just throws me off. I don't know if it's the curve that they have, like the upper curve there. It just, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Aventine. Sorry.
I also would say this thing is massively overhyped.
Yeah.
Like this is like one of the. I remember the campaign. It was get the Titan and this in the Eagle magazine as being the official most fan favorite non. And I was like, cool. Mark Rademacher, tremendous artist, tremendous model, but it loses so much for me personally, design wise. It's too integrated, too thin, too sleek, too basic. It is what it is, and there's very little else to say about it because there's not much else to it. Everything's kind of creative, but it loses that something that makes like a Nova really unique, or a Prometheus really unique, or a Voyager really unique. It's lost something in translation, or it's just going too far down the lineage. Whereas something like the Archer from Renegades is a very good, for me, future, more advanced, sleek, yet faithful version. It's all preference, of course, and a load of people love this, and those that love the Aventine books with Dax, I get it, I love it, and they love it, and Slipstream, great, cool. But yeah, this never hit for me, and I wouldn't be interested in doing really anything with it. It just don't love it. I don't know, show them. It's alright. Does that make sense?
Yes and no. I thought you would it would hit with you. I thought you'd like this one. I always have thought you'd like this one.
No.
I always thought you were a fan of it for some reason.
No, I've never liked it. And I've always felt guilty for not liking it because everyone else loves it. Oh, that's how it feels like anyway.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought you'd like it too.
Okay, like
we've never talked about it. I guess.
I know. From the side, the way that the deflector goes down, along mixed with the way the top looks, I love that. But as you just go further back, it's just like, please fix this. Please do something else back here. It just loses it for me. So simple.
It's like you don't like Dauntless, right? I love Dauntless. It's just aesthetically doesn't hit you for you. It hits for me really well, right? Aesthetic.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, what's next? Dan Ben, 2 pounds, the Aqua Shuttle from the animated series. Well, ironically, we've done an episode talking about the Aqua Shuttle, which FleetPod just shared the link to in the chat, so thank you, FleetPod. We also got to talk to the designer of all those stuff, all those things. But yeah, there it is, the Aqua Shuttle, a submarine shuttle.
All 12 black lines of it.
Yes. Very, very, very simple. And again, it looks like a futuristic. It looks like a land speeder from Star Wars. With,
it does.
Nacelles slapped on the side.
Yeah, it does.
There's not much to it. It's a very simple look. I mean, purpose-built shuttles. I mean, shuttles can do pretty much anything, as we saw in Voyager, with the Delta Flyer going into that liquid world planet thing. If they can survive the stuff in space.
Although that is a very specialist shuttle designed to be a runabout, ostensibly.
It's true.
I mean, it's not quite, and with Borg tech, there's could do more things. I wouldn't quite, it's like the 2S shuttle you wouldn't think could go underwater. You wouldn't think it could go to warp. You wouldn't think it could, except when it can, of course.
And actually, what Wayne said, it makes a good point. This actually says NCC 1710, but it says USS Enterprise as well. Animation errors.
Joy.
They never happen.
But I do quite like it. It feels about right. I like the fact that visibility with the shield, although you'd think the top would also be open, but that'd be harder to animate. Although it shouldn't necessarily warp engines underwater, but it's not.
It's also a standard shuttle that can do space stuff. Right?
Well, there you go.
But again, why do you need to specialize like that? Because, whatever. It's fine.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to have a couple of things in the arsenal. I would assume this isn't going to be standard on any Starfleet ship. It'll be at a few star bases, and then you just go there and you pick one up. That's what I would assume. Personally, then you could design like 30 special shuttles. You make 5 of them. Say you have them at Starbase 16. If you go pick one up, use it. Boom.
The Sun Diver shuttle for diving into the heart of a sun.
The time travel shuttle is designed to go around a sun. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ray Ricks, 2 pounds. The most used shuttle ever, the Disco Shuttle. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God. He finally... Stuart. Oh, so you took... I know we've never talked about Aventine. We've never talked about this shuttle. It's my favourite Trek design of all time. Especially because, of course, it's a pre-TOS. It's a pre-TOS with the Trek short, or the short Trek. And it survives all up until the 31st century. This thing is absolutely... It is the Nokia 610, whatever, of starships. It just lives. And you know what? It is one of the best designs ever. Because it is so totally Trek. Yet so totally modern. The red is like go faster stripes. The nacelles, like they got bulk. It's great. Beautiful. Love it.
It's a bullet. It's shaped like a goddamn bullet.
Yeah.
And everything about it is wrong. From that long ass windshield, which starts way down there and goes. I mean, I got some visibility. No side window.
This is. All that side.
That, but not for that. Well, is the pilot that far back?
I hope not. No, because I assume if the pilot's right at the front, they would still that would still provide some side visibility if they're right in the front. It's a big shuttle, remember?
It is. Anyway, bulky, blocky nacelles. It's just. That being said, the Eagle Moss model of it is quite nice. It's quite it's a brick, but it's a nice size. It's nice, you know, the black and the red. Woohoo! It's exciting. I don't know why they'd have black and red shuttles, but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just badly proportioned. You could easily redesign it to be something better, but then to get the Star Trek 5 shuttle.
Well, exactly. Yeah, and they didn't want to do that, so.
Like it's a fine shuttle. It just needs about 43% redesign, and throw away the interior.
And remove it from every other existence. Like, it shouldn't be in Picard still. It shouldn't. Yeah. I still think because the hangar bay door was open when they went through the time portal.
Yeah.
That the shuttles were just falling out of that thing, and they were just being scattered all throughout the timeline, and people were just finding random shuttles going, hey, we can use this for a fucking taxi. Sure. That's what happened.
They broke the timeline. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
I rarely am. I'm just kidding. I'm always wrong. Oh, I should make it bigger so that people can actually see it in all of its glory. There we go. Is that better?
Thank you. People are totally thanking you right now.
I'm sure everybody is like on their knees saying thank you. Thank you, Captain Foley, for making that larger.
And that knife they have is totally a thank you knife. Not a Julius Caesar style knife.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
What can you say except you're welcome?
Just don't shoot me with the Discovery Shuttle bullet.
Yeah. Strike it.
It's not, no.
And if people clip what I said and make it blackmail material, I'm going to dislike you.
Do not clip here. All right. What is next? Classic for real, $2. Okay, fine. Last one. Shakar class from STO.
This is I believe it's an Eric Henry original. I believe.
Really?
I think.
Huh. Uh-huh. Huh. Interesting placement for everything, actually. It's kind of like the saucers hanging off the pylons instead of the pylons being mounted to the saucer. And yeah, it gives me not only Reliant vibes, but like the TOS Miranda variants that people have made with like the deflector pod up top.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that look, but not as well. I don't know. Yep. And no saucer rim lighting. It's all like just gaps, I guess. Indents. I don't know. It's fine.
But I quite like it. I think it fits right into the era, with a bit more of attention to detail. They've done everything is sort of new, which I like, but faithful. The secondary hull, or the top pod deflector thing is actually rather nicely. It looks like a crap kit bash out of modelling clay, but that's what they could have done back then, so it actually works really well. Pylon's different, although negative space, blare, and cells are new, but they're very much the same. Like the RCS thrusters, phase strips are good. Yeah, it's a simple, effective, not New Orleans of that fleet, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I neither hate it nor do I like it, so it's just a thing that happens and exists.
That you are correct in all of those statements, yes.
Okay, next up, Raven Spire, £2. One more Starfleet Command frigate, the Okinawa class. Oh, nice. Yep, there it is. This one always interests me. This is like the first ship you get in Starfleet Command.
Okay.
It always feels like it was a ship that got stepped on, and it's just flat.
Right.
It's very flat profile-wise, and the nacelles, even from the top, just look like they don't look right. Wish they were bulked up a tad more. But overall, I do like the overall design of it. I think it's interesting to have the saucer on the same plane as the secondary hull and have it like... You're just jaded about ships, and rightly so. Oh, no. Anyway. Yeah, I like that the saucer is kind of. It looks like it's like docked into the secondary hull. It's not above or below. It's just the same. But the nacelles always kind of bugged me on this one. I thought it looked kind of cool, but it just they feel like they're too squished.
Yeah, it's a lot less kitbashy than it could be.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Even the saucer, even though it probably is identical, has a slight flow to it. I feel like maybe it's slightly like another layer of saucer on the outside. Maybe it's like bigger compared to the bridge, or it's flatter. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, the curve up to the bridge dome in the bottom, that's smaller. They've shrunk it down. That's why it's flatter. That's what I'm seeing. So it feels flatter. Yes, secondary hull or whatever is a hard edge on the top is weird, but it's not bad.
No, it's not an awful design at all. It's just
the cells are at least different. I don't know why there's not black line things at the top and bottom of the nacelles. To have just literally empty space is a waste of everyone's time, because why would there be empty space in any part of a ship? You know, like properly empty. Like this is it's a hole of nothing, right? Yeah, but it's actually quite original in the abstract way. There's really no detail to it, but it's also not just this or that shoved together. Yeah.
Looks like another ship crashed into a saucer. Kinda.
I mean,
yeah. The nacelles, I think the nacelles could use some retooling to look more in line with the era, at least. But anyhow,
yeah, not bad. One of the better ones, actually.
Spock. $5. If you check your messages, you will see a new Bisigur's DUI-style sublight ship in service some 60-ish years before the NX class. Gee, I wonder who Spock might be.
Len Nimoy, Zachary Quinto, or Ethan Peck. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what you meant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will assume that's the next one in the queue here, so...
I mean, it is...
Didn't know which messenger you were talking about. I haven't checked mine, so...
There you go.
It's a thing that exists. Yeah. This feels like a DY 100 class. It's supposed to, I know, but I'm just saying. Interesting.
It's definitely on the NASA feel. I would not have said that was Star Trek. I'd have said that was Avatar. It's right out of Avatar, because there is a very similar ship, especially that front in Avatar, and then the back bit obviously is bigger. But yeah, straight out of Avatar. Cool visual update, but certainly not.
I like it.
Not the same. A lot of balls at the back, like 3 bulbous ball bits, like almost reactors. But it's cool. It is all the same pieces while being 407 times more complicated. But yeah, straight out of Avatar, and it would be great there.
Yeah, but it's a great way to take the DY-100 from Space Seed and modernize it and make it feel like it actually was a spaceship rather than a submarine.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not a submarine at all now. Yeah.
And the from the middle back feels very The Expanse as well, like a lot of Expanse ships. Yeah, so that's a nice take. I like that a lot. Actually,
a lot of polygons.
Well, yeah,
pretty detailed.
The more I look at it, the more I like it. That is a nice reimagining.
But you wouldn't have said Star Trek. You'd think it was
I would have said immediately it looks like Botany Bay. So
no, you would or wouldn't have.
I would have.
But you would say, oh, but it's not meant to be a Star Trek one. It's like a fan or another show. Clever reference. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they reference Botany Bay, but it's not the Botany Bay because it's too different.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
I don't know. I like it. Good job. Next up is Martin Jorgensen. 45 krona. The ISS Shera. Oh my god. Why? What is this even? This looks like the something in the whale probe fleet. I don't know. It's even got the sun in there as at the ball. You know,
it's a mycelial.
It's
not a sun, Stuart. It's a mycelial ball.
It also has feels of like the. Is it the Nemo? What's that submarine? the Nautilus.
Right. Yeah.
It's got like those spikes on the top, which feels like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Which is everybody drills about that thing, and I'm just like, okay.
Like, of course, this is not meant to be Starfleet or Federation, our universe, warship. Like, it's a mycelial palace, right? Like, it's not anything we've ever seen before, right? It's not. I know that John Eves, who designed it, it is meant to be slightly derivative of the Doomsday Machine.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
As intentional, like they have some tech from that, which is like, okay, yeah, I get it, cool.
Yeah. 100%.
But and you can see how, yeah, the repetitive nature of those grills, the windows that are clones of each other, it feels both very designed and very lazy at the same time. Which is very odd. And unfortunately I do have a model of this.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
I do.
Like, I wouldn't have paid for it, but I had to. You know, like, it was a monthly thing. Like, it's not. You know, it'll be in a box for the rest of its life because I'll never display it. I'm glad it got blown up. It's gonna destroy the universe.
It killed Lorca.
It did.
No.
Yep.
Lorca. All right, moving on. What Wayne said has joined the channel at the Reykjavik Ensign. Welcome aboard, Ensign. Great to have you aboard. Thank you so much.
Let's outrank you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Classic for real. $2. Okay, I lied. One more. USS Peregrine, the Sombra class. Oh, Jesus. Alrighty. This was like inspired. This was.
It was great.
Look, everybody.
It was great.
It's the Sombra class. It's a totally different class of ship than the Enterprise, don't you know?
It's great.
This is a damaged one. The nacelles aren't supposed to be like that. I don't think the deflector's supposed to be pointing down either. I'm just saying.
Well, it's the only shots we have of it in space. Shut up. Idiots. Not you guys, the people. It's like, just make it a one nacelle Saladin, right? Just it.
Well, even Mbanga said, "Oh, that ship uses parts of the Constitution class."
Yeah, no shit.
Parts of it's the same
size,
but it's got a blue stripe on it though.
It does, yeah.
It's like the Cerritos.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it's funny because all they had to do was put one nacelle on the top, like a Kelvin.
Yeah.
Parts of a Connie. It's like, but it feels entirely different. It's all they had to do. They were that lazy. I just don't get it.
Ooh, such an inspired design, and then he shares our Somber class video.
We did the video. Long time lurker, well, welcome. We like your art as well. You're a very talented artist. I recommend you apply to several your film schools to be a concept artist or creative arts colleges. I think you might have a talent that others might indeed want. So look into that.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh.
But look at the art. It's amazing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I could probably maybe do that though.
Big words for such a Canadian man, Jesus.
Very that'll buff out. Yep. All I need is a couple popsicle sticks and some duct tape, and you'll be able to fix that up, no problem.
And it's funny because, as we said at the time, just calling it a Connie, like TOS did it all the time. It's fine. Or you say, oh, it's one of these old Connie Mark 1s, and you had a point to the nacelle, Bassard tip. That's it. And there's like, and then it's like, oh yeah, they totally have proto Connies. Like, okay, fine.
That just reminded me of a fan film I watched the other night.
Oh God, what?
It's called When Duty Calls. Tilly and
right, yeah.
Michael Burnham.
Well,
they run into a TOS Constitution class, and it's like, oh, this is the old model of TOS, not like Pike's, which is the new updated version. It's like, what the? Get the hell out of here!
Ouch. Yeah, I haven't yet watched it because I didn't do the effects. Do you like it? Was it good?
It was interesting. It wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But
I know the actors came in and knew their entire lines, which is pretty rare for fan films.
Yeah, all the actors are pretty good, actually.
Although Tilly's way too young. Or like she feels younger. And Burnham does not like Burnham at all.
Yes. Anyway.
Go watch it.
Oh, you should. It's not too bad. Fleet Paw, $2. Just because. Cat ship from Olivia. You're trying to get brownie points with Olivia. You're going to go back and tell her, because she's not here. You're going to say, look what I did for you. I had them look at your ship.
I'm not even going to
Because you know that if she was here, she would have said it. At least she would have already asked for it.
I'm just not even...
Are we going to look at it? Are we going to not?
I'm not going to move on. It's like that's the 12th time we looked at that thing. No, I'm just going to... You know what? There's the Foley again.
That is the Foley.
Scotch and I met. It's a TOS Discovery one. It's because they met 2 Discovery cosplayers and invited them. And so they did it.
Yeah.
At least I was. You could argue. I didn't have to do a Discovery shot of the effects, which would have annoyed me, of course. That's a small blessing. So, guys, you have 7 more minutes. Is there any more quickfire ones you want to throw in? No, a couple more 5s would be. Yeah. I think we learned some stuff, Stuart.
Classic for real. Hey, don't cheap Fleet Paw. He paid for a super chat. It's true.
I mean, Stuart can find it. He's happy to.
I don't have it. I don't have it on my computer anywhere.
You can Google it. I've been Googling everything I've been finding. I'm just saying.
It won't be a Google.
Yeah, well, our episode will be the Google. Yeah.
Well, it's already Fleet Paw already shared the episode, so they can go look at that and see the thumbnail. Anyhow.
And we have 63 votes in the poll. Would love to get 65 votes. Very nice results so far. Not that I'm saying that to sway it anymore. But yeah, any last minute things to add to the discussion pot?
Well, I think.
And because I'm saving every ship, we have looked at around 34 ships so far today. Very nice. Oh!
I think we need to look at this one.
Well, that's a starship. Look at that with its...
It's beautiful.
It actually has transporter emitters. For once. It has Rick Sternbach designed blocks around the bridge dome. What do they do? Rick put them there. They're going to be there. I just love how the back curves into the secondary hull, into the shuttle bay. Just 3 layers of curves with one of the layers having a skateboard, which just feel natural and organic. Like, oh yeah, of course.
It looks like a topographical map. It's just like, this is a mountain.
Rick Sternbach, man, like although first time around he didn't design the nacelle wings in a way I liked. Originally he designed them as Delta Fly ones that came out. I said, Rick, no, I want integrated, just like really nice, like simple. Don't go complicated, just simple, because I don't want to make it complicated with like some like Delta Fly is special, right? This is just an integrated ship. Not sure what everything does on the ship, but it does things.
Does do things. But I think it's time.
Oh goodness.
To show the cat, because it's a much better ship than what was on screen currently. I'm just kidding.
Gosh, that's...
This is Olivia's ship. This is Fleet Paw's request. He did super chat for it, so there it is. The cat transport, which is really cool, actually. It's a cool little shuttle, but it feels like it belongs in Firefly or, Battlestar Galactica or anything else, really.
What, anything else, really?
Buck Rogers. Looks like Buck Rogers.
Well, it's a NASA.
Actually.
It's a NASA design, right?
Yeah.
I just love that when we did our version of it, that we end up just streamlining it to the Amazon Prime of, the Amazon Prime of Starfleet, of Proto Starfleet.
Yes.
It's a delivery shuttle, and it's we were saying Earth to Moon in 5 minutes. Hey, Amazon, which I just found amusing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. It's very solid. It's Barry did a good job sort of refining it and came to life well.
Indeed. But there it is. So now Olivia's happy. We'll get the Horizon out of there. And Fleet Power throws in $2 to California class. Never heard of it.
Yes, you have. There it is. You recognize it.
No, I don't. What is it? I remember first seeing this thing and being like, what the actual hell? And then the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, huh, that's not too bad. And then see it in the show, and it's like, this is one that just grows on you organically, like moss, some kind of fungus, you know.
Dear me. Yeah, and obviously we actually have our original thoughts in print, as it were, so you can go back and see our actual genuine reactions. It's nice. It's successfully an ugly but beautiful ship at the same time. I certainly wish they'd redone the deflector, having obviously worked with it slightly and Matt's textured it and whatnot. The fact that the deflector is just like a ring of squares doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that lets it down a lot, but it was a season 1 model. They didn't, I wish they were given like 2 more weeks to up-detail it properly, because those don't work. But the sides are fine. Like, they're interesting, they're different, meant to be silly. Yeah, it's got a lot of good, and a lot of silly.
Yeah, and the nacelles are quite unique.
Yeah,
and to see it stripped down as well, that was cool to see the ship being able to do that. So,
and I was right.
Things about this one.
I told them put the torpedo launchers in those 2 pods, which they never were until I told them, but like until they were, and huzzah! Good.
Cat makes it sound like a construction vehicle. Cat equals can actually transport. No, it means cargo and transport, I believe. But yeah.
And the last one of the live is from Dan, the regular Dan Ben.
All right, so last one, guys. Here it is, and it is a £2 super chat. The Sutherland class from Picard.
The Stowe design they utilized.
It's just it's the Nebula version of the Ross class, is what it is. Same kind of nacelles and everything. Yeah, I like it. It's just an upgraded Nebula class. The side profile, I think, works way better than a Nebula class, honestly.
It's more balanced, but it's less charming.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually.
Something about it. Yeah, it's nice. I like the black indenting. And actually, it's funny, having the black paint on window segments really works. You both lose all the detail on the plates, but then you gain the contrast value of the windows. So it actually does something to the design, doesn't just disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely works as the logical plating on the pod. The pod's nice. It looks very much like a UFO, like a ship. And in fact, if that
looks like the Incursion class that we looked at earlier.
Yeah. But actually, I would love if that top pod was actually a secondary ship, like not the Aero Shuttle, but the hyper yacht or something silly, and it was like a dedicated, bigger than a runabout sort of exotic craft, which had torpedo stuff at the front. It could be because it's a very justifiable looking shuttle design, or yeah, it's nice and it's textured well. Stowe did a good job there. Yeah, it is reasonably nice.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's not trying to do anything except a logical progression, which of course means it's also kind of dull. But it means logical. So what more can we ask for?
That's exactly what we ask for all the time.
Yeah.
Thank God we got stuff like this.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Thank you guys for what you do.
The Ross class is, again, a nice improvement. Well, not improvement, but a change on the Galaxy class.
There you go.
I like them both equally. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think we'll call it there. 82 likes, which is awesome. We're going to end the poll real quick.
Yes.
Are you a Trekyards fan and join in here to watch only ship content? Or the winner is all content, to be honest, with 54%. Ship and new Trek review content at 24% in second place. And then only ship content at 22%.
Very interesting, but glad we've got most of you for most things we do. Because we do a lot of new Trek content. So that's a lot. But at least all of you have ships, clearly, because there's no option for no ships. Yes.
And a week from today,
Oh.
back to Discovery.
Oh. So do tune in for that. The good, bad, the bad, the ugly, the ships, the tech, that we will discuss it all. We know the Romulan ship coming. We know the TNG connections. We know that's it. That's all we know.
But
Well, that's
break
a
it down
couple.
for you guys.
And tomorrow there may be a live, so tune in at the same normal time if there is. Stuart is doing real life, but I might be here to
entertain you.
Exactly. As it's near the end of the month, etc. Not determined what it'll be, but it'll be something interesting. We hope. TBD.
To be determined. Just so you know. All right. So until then, or whenever is next, he's Commander Cockings.
He's kind of funny. And thanks for being amazing, guys.
Happy